Okay guys, about to do a fuel pump on a 2014 QX80. It's the same procedure from a 2011 Q56 all the way up to 2024 QX80. So first thing you want to do is pop the hood. There's a fuse box in the back over there behind this other fuse relay box right there. And inside the cover you'll see it has a 15 amp fuse for fuel pump. You'll pull that and then crank the engine until the engine dies to get the residual pressure off the pump, and then you could proceed. Grab yourself a needle nose pliers, grab the 15 amp fuse, and then pull it out. You'll see it's the one right in between the 10 and the other 10. So 30, 10, 15. It's the only 15 in that bank right there. Then go inside, crank the engine. Runs for a little while. I can feel it sputtering now. Okay, that ran for about 2 minutes, longer than I expected because of the high pressure fuel pump. So it finally died out. And roll up your seats like this, you know, just fold them back up like that. This has Velcro under here, that's under this thing, just pull it up. If you want to pull this plastic piece out, you can, or just slide it out. I was just trying to make it so that you can access the port, which is right here. It's a little tight. You know, I'm going to see if I can get it out without actually having to remove much more with this carpet in the way. Might be able to do it. You'll take a flathead screwdriver, right, and then turn these clockwise to access that cover. So you just turn clockwise. Let me get the other. Okay, once the cover's off, you'll see where the pump is right here. And what I would suggest doing before you do anything else is just get some sort of a blower to blow off any debris. This way you don't get it in there. Now, so I'm going to take this out without, it's a little bit of a pain with this carpet in the way. Maybe I'll try to tie it up so it doesn't flap down on me, but it should be able to come out. There should be ample room for me to get it out without having to do anything with the seat or the carpet. So, I'll do some more, but you basically get the gist of it. Blow it off, get some brake clean, you know, spray it to clean it off, because once you open that up, you expose anything that could fall into the gas tank to the strainer later on and clog it possibly. So okay, now I'm all set up. I don't think there's going to be any debris that falls into the tank. Just take all the fuel systems depressurized, so it would be holding these two clips here and then gently shaking that one off, the same one with this one, and getting this clip off. After that, I'll be using a brass punch to hit the ring in this direction, counterclockwise, in order to unlock the pump. Okay, I got a rag in here just in case there's any residual fuel. This is the clip you need to squeeze, and then you kind of just wiggle it and it comes off. There was a little residual fuel that came out of there, but no pressure. And the same thing here, just so you could see it. There's a clip on that side, a clip on this side that you have to push, and then just wiggle this one off, and that one comes off as well. Once you get all these connectors off, then you attack the ring and the pump should pull straight out. Okay, the ring wasn't coming off so easy, so I just got a tool like this and pretty much, or a screwdriver, just get something over there without damaging any of the components on top of here to just pry these tabs a little bit up, spray on a little bit of oil, and the ring came off pretty easy right after that. I just hit it with the brass punch right on one of these things here, you know, like just put on one of those, see that right there? And then hit it with the punch, and then it just turns. So it should be fine. And then the springs kind of push it up a little bit. And then you just want to bring it straight up. You'll need to push back the carpet a little bit, clear. Once you get the carpet, and then you get that, then you just have to worry about turning it for the float. Okay, so putting it in, put the float in first, tilt it down this way, and then you put it down at an angle till you clear these two spring rods, and then it goes straight in. Once you get it in there, now hit it with the punch in the opposite direction, and it pretty much went very easy. And then you just basically push these connectors right back on. Once you have it seated in there, put all your connections back in. It's basically snap, snap, snap. You just push them in and they're good. At this point, just go put the fuse back in, turn the engine key to on, put the 15 amp fuse back, turn the key on without the brake pedal just to get the engine on to prime the pump. You hear it buzzing. Let it sit for maybe, there, that's done. I think it's pretty much primed. You should be able to start it at this point. Let's see what happens. Brake on. Wait, I hear it. Let's see, let's go in the back over there. Okay, I think it's done. Let's try to start it, see what happens. Alright, it's gonna take a couple tries probably, just to get fuel there. Let's give it a minute. Okay, cranked it a couple of times. What you want to do is prime the pump. So just without the brake on the, without your foot on the brake, push the button, start button twice, you'll hear a hum. You want to cycle that like 5 or 6 times to just bleed out all the air in the system, and then try to start the car. There she goes, she started right up. Still has that engine code, I'm going to clear it. Check for any leaks. I don't see anything. Everything looks dry. If this video helped you at all, please like and subscribe. It definitely helps me, so it doesn't cost you much, but it entices me to do more of these videos to help people out. Okay? Thank you. So that should be it. I'm just going to button it up and give it a ride and probably put it on a scan tool. You need a good scan tool to see the actual fuel pressure, so it should be somewhere between 50 and 60 psi. I was running about 30. The car was still running, but it was still kicking that code, so that's the reason why I changed the pump. That's the code I was getting, so if you look it up, it's for a low pressure fuel pump. I'm going to clear it and see if it comes back. Also check on another scan tool, because this one's ancient, what my actual fuel pressure is.